Hey, I'm Nicholas Prom,
I'm Chase.
And I'm Dylan.
and you're watching Posers Must
Posers must
Die
die.
in Hell. I mean,
Ah!
hey guys. Wow. Hey, we didn't go to any shows this week, but boy, do we have some rad shit to talk about, and that's cool too. Uh, for starters, we've got a new album to review. Chase, give us a skinny on this one. ASHEN, Ritual of Ash. Death.
ASHEN Ritual of Ash, yeah. Releases March 7th on Redefining Darkness Records. They're from Perth, Western Australia.
I?
And I don't know what you... Go for it. Go for
No,
it.
that's it. I?
Oh, okay.
It's an Australian thing.
I'm sorry. I thought you were like, hey, and you were going to like go into it.
Sorry. No, you're good.
Anyway, yeah, no. Anybody else get kicked square in the bolt thrower with these guys?
Not much for me. No, these guys, they were reminding me of Misery Index.
Wow, that's a band I haven't thought of in a long time. I think I saw them back in the day. I'm not 100% sure. Uh, this is I want to say, this album cover is beautiful.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and even though it's like a picture of like some evil shit, like this like, death or a dark wizard doing evil shit or whatever, it's gorgeous to look at. Really
Yeah.
like the album cover art. Not gonna lie, I thought, okay, proficient musicianship, brutal, technical, sounds good. Didn't do anything for me. I mean, here's the thing. It's and I'm like, look, this is good and like not knocking it, but it takes a lot for like post mid to late 90s death metal to impress me. And I just don't have much juice for the subgenre in my old age. It's fine. This is good. And like, dude, in the early 2000s, I would probably have like just been all over an album like this, but I listened to this a bunch of times and it just didn't really grab me. It didn't really move me. But what did you guys think?
Fair enough. I thought, well, again, I got like Bolt Thrower Morbid Angel, but like a modern kind of slicker version of that, kind of
Yeah,
slammed together.
and I heard that.
Yeah. At times it kind of reminded me of good 6 Feet Under, like that year that existed in like the early 2000s.
Oh yeah. I think it's even the late 90s. I want to say because really Maximum Violence, maybe Warpath if you're being generous, are the good ones from that band. But yeah. I don't know. Their very first one was pretty good if I remember. It's been a long time. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, there's a song on there, Cursed Rebirth. Sounded a lot like an Amon Amarth song out of nowhere, very melodic death metal. But I guess since they're from Australia, I should say Bellacore. You guys are familiar with them?
No. So
I've heard of them.
They're if you like mellow death, you like
oh
Amon Amarth,
wait,
but don't it.
is it Belakor? Is that Bellacore? Because I think I have heard that.
BE apostrophe LAKOR.
Okay, yeah, I have heard that band. It's been a long time, so I don't remember anything about them. But Dylan, what did you think about this record, man?
Yeah, this was okay. It didn't really grip me either, Nick. I kind of agree with you. I mean, it was good. I there were two songs on here I liked. I liked Threshold
Sure.
and Buried in Ice. Those
Yeah.
two songs were pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
But this great musicianship and everything, instrumentals, vocals, I liked it, but it wasn't just grabbing me by the throat and shaking me or anything.
Right. And I wanna stress, I didn't think this sucked. I didn't think it was lame.
Not at all.
It just
Not
did
at all.
not like grip me. It did not take me anywhere. It is if you like death metal, you're gonna think this is a perfectly good album. And I can't point out something that's like wrong with it. It's just exists. You know what I mean? So I mean, I do not have harsh words for this. It just I just wasn't really into this.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time with it. I found
Yeah,
myself banging my head to it
cool.
and everything.
So Chase,
Yeah.
you did like this and you chose it. Please tell us like some more of the things. What were the things that really like made it a winner for you, man? I want to know.
Uh, Mainly, dude, it's just like how they took everything that I liked about like the aforementioned bands. Like I
Oh,
was sitting there going, man, this is like Bolt Angel, Morbid Thrower, Angel Thrower, Morbid.
okay.
That's the thing. But the guys' vocals were actually like great too. Almost there's one song where they sounded there's this weird like kind of what do you call it? I don't want to say gutless because that's a horrible thing to say. That's not what he was doing, but kind of like a hollow sort of growl that kind of got on my nerves in one track. I didn't write which one down it was, but other than that, the placement of all the vocals was great. Highs, mids, lows. Was yeah. Um,
I will say the vocals were probably the uh, most interesting and standout part of this record this for this band. And it's nice. And I will say they did kind of call back to the period of death metal that I really do enjoy, where there is a varying attack vocally from for death metal. Which so I did appreciate that, and I agree with you there. Um, yeah. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be going back to the well on this record. Sorry, man.
Fair enough.
Okay. Dylan, do you have anything else, man?
No, I like death metal quite a bit, but I'm very picky about it. So,
Sure. Yeah.
uh,
Uh,
and like you said it great. This is not bad. It's good stuff. It's just it wasn't up for us personally. I'm sure this speaks to many people who are very very into death metal, especially modern death metal.
yeah.
It's well done.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it really is well put together. If this was a local band, I'd be like, yeah, Ashen. But I don't know. For like on the world stage, for me to care about death metal, because I have like only so much bandwidth for the genre. I need something more. I need something. It has to be special for me to care, and I didn't find that here. Um,
I will say these guys are probably great live. I would actually
oh,
like
I'm
to.
sure,
If they came here, I'd be there. I'd want to fucking see them live. It would
sure,
probably be a really good show, and they do a great job.
yeah, and also if I was on a bigger death metal kick, because I'm just really at maybe my lowest ebb for enjoyment of the genre, I might feel differently. Uh, but yeah, this is an okay album. It's really fine. Uh, but yeah, why don't we move on to Chase's classic album? Something special here.
Okay. Yeah. Dark Angel, Darkness Descends.
1986, Combat Records. Uh,
Yep.
Holy shit, one of the most ripping thrash metal albums of all time. It is, from the word go, it just does not let up. It is a relentless album. Similar to Bonded by Blood in that aspect.
Yeah.
This totally rules.
It has that by the throat quality Dylan was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
That,
yeah. Oh my god.
Track one to the last note of the last track is slam.
Yeah,
But no, this is like the thrashiest thrash album. Like fucking, you could like send like a capsule into space, and it had like the word thrash spray painted on the side of it, and it crashed into a planet, and somebody opened it. This is what would be inside. This is what was powering that thrash rocket, this
yeah,
thrash probe.
yeah. And I feel like as a power source, Darkness Descends could definitely send a satellite to the furthest reaches of space. It is that blazing an album. It is so killer.
The golden record of thrash Voyager, if you will.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yes.
bitchin'. I mean, this is the one that turns V'ger sentient. If you saw Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Did we watch the same?
Yeah.
The same. Yeah. Yeah.
But this rules. I mean, what are some of our highlight tracks? I mean, Darkness Descends, the song, Perish in Flames. What about you guys?
Merciless Death.
Yeah.
The Burning of Sodom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about Burning of Sodom. I have not seen Dark Angel live. But in 2003, I saw Jim Durkin, R.I.P., in his other band, Dreams of Damnation, female-fronted thrash metal. And anyway, Dreams of Damnation did play a Dark Angel song, and it was The Burning of Sodom. So I saw Jim Durkin perform The Burning of Sodom. Okay, I'll take it as the win.
Vocals?
Yeah.
Oh, that. Ooh.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
I wish I could have heard that.
Well, they have there's like an EP or an album you can check out. Dreams of Damnation. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burning a Sodom though, like I love any metal song pretty much that just starts out with a fucking scream, like a full, like just a full lunger.
So, do you like the Martial Arts by Razor then?
How did you know?
Well, I mean, yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting to know. Did you guys pick up on that the song Darkness Descends is about Judge Dredd?
Is about what?
No.
I didn't catch that.
Judge Dredd.
Oh, okay.
The city is guilty.
No,
Crime is life. Your sentence is death. Darkness Descends. The city they're talking about is Mega City 1. And sentence is death. Okay, yeah. Crime is life. Yeah, it's all there, guys. So I will seek out, and if only there were more thrash songs about Judge Dredd, we could have a real playlist. But I only know 2, so
I
I'll
am the one in this mountain.
Yeah, but perhaps there are others. Who knows? But Dark Angel rules. There is a chance that I will get to see this band. I'll probably have to be a festival or a special event. That seems to be sort of what they do. But I wanna, and I'm gonna try to. This album just kills. Its reputation is well deserved, well earned. 420 out of 69. Dark Angel rules. What do you got? Any other juice on this, guys?
Okay, so you remember that band Avenger of Blood?
Yeah, they were awesome.
Okay. So that song Death Brigade?
Yeah. Hail the Death Brigade. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. So Death. Listen to that, and then listen to Death is Certain, Life is Not. Again, there's some rearrangements of the riffs in there, but it's clearly an homage to the other.
Oh, I love that. Death is Certain, Life is Not. I love that song too. I love that song. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's only like a couple of songs that are less memorable on this one. But like 5 out of 7 songs are like ultimate thrash classics. Hunger of the Undead and Black Prophecies, I just like, are songs that just go by. They're
Whoa!
What?
Whoa! Whoa!
Sorry,
I can't believe you just said that to me.
Well, they are. And here's the thing. I don't think they suck, but I just like, they don't stick out. They're not the standout tracks for me on the record. Okay, your mileage may vary. Again, I like those songs, but like the other 5 are the ones. So
I don't know. Hunger of the Undead is my favorite song on here.
Okay, well, again, your mileage may vary.
I have trouble, that opening riff, I have trouble not imagining like a zombie onslaught on like a boarded up house.
Dude, that's sick. I love that.
And Black Prophecies, that's like the epic on here, I would say. I'm pretty sure it's longer than all the other songs on here.
Sure.
And that intro build up to like the main riff is like, mwah.
It's so good. And again, I'm not saying it's lame. Sometimes there are songs in an album that just kind of don't register, and like when I really listen to them, they just kind of like, they're part of the scenery for me. Yeah. And I don't think, and I'm not saying they're filler. Bad Omens on Megadeth, P. Cells, who's buying. That's another one. And like, I had a roommate, my old roommate Jason. He like sweated that song so hard, and I was like, yeah, it's good. But like some songs are just like that for me. And I don't think they suck, but they're songs that I don't think about. You know what I mean?
They just don't hit you like the other ones, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, there are levels of enjoyment. I'm not saying like that's the bummer, stinky crap song on the album. No. I'm just saying what you said. That certain songs hit me harder than other ones.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm just messing with you, Nick.
No, you're
I
good,
get what
dude,
you're
and you, it's fine. And I love. Here's the thing: I love that you love those songs and appreciate them more than I do. That's great. This album is a killer. It was really fun to go back and spend some time with this.
Yeah.
Just fucking rules, dude. Any more stuff on this on Dark Angel? Go.
The only thing I had to say is, I remember back when I first found this album, there was one song in here that I did not like at all.
Oh.
And I don't know what the fuck it was, because listening to it now, every song on here is great.
Yeah.
I really can't remember which song I didn't like. And that kind of bugs me. Because I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Dark Angel. Darkness is
legendary.
Yeah. One of the. I mean, like, honestly, this is one of the thrash albums that most people take to the desert island. I do like Leave Scars and Time Does Not Heal more than this record, and I am an outlier in thrash fandom, I think, in that. But I love this album. It rules. Every Dark Angel album kicks ass. Every Dark Angel album rules. And I can't wait, because sometime this year, we're going to get a new Dark Angel album.
Ooh.
The first one since like 91, which is insane. 91 or 2, I can't remember. But yeah, that rules. And so does Dark Angel. Yeah. Look, I proudly wear Dark Angel as the second large patch on my battle jacket.
Yeah.
And
that patch is killer, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's cut from a T-shirt, so from an original
really?
thing. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, Dylan, do you have a Dark Angel patch on your vest?
No, not yet.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, all three of us have Dark Angel patches except for Dylan. But we'll fix that, I'm sure. But yeah, this record rules. Its status is legendary for a reason. It just totally rips. But yeah. Speaking of totally ripping, why don't we move on to Dylan's Demolition? Wow, you got a great one today.
Oh, man. Demolition Hammer's 1988 demo.
Skull Fracturing Nightmare.
Of which the song Skull Fracturing Nightmare is not on.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, that was weird, yeah.
But they're like, great title for a track.
All the songs on here are exclusive to this demo, as far as I know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I've never heard any of these before listening to this demo.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I had listened to the 2 of the 3 Demo Hammer albums and really liked them. I still haven't heard Time Bomb. I've never listened to that one. But yeah. So these songs were fresh for me as well, because I'd never gone back and listened to the demos. But I need to fix that. Because there's another one too. This rules. I mean, Jesus. We have talked about there being a big 4 of the most intense, brutal thrash metal bands, and Dark Angel, Sadist, Demo Hammer, and Morbid Saint comprising that group.
Yeah.
And dude, this band belongs in that. Like, they are so intense, so like, I hate to use the word brutal because I think it gets used too much, but
yeah,
it applies. I mean, they are just raging, and this demo is awesome. Like, if I had got this and I was the A&R man at Prom Cakes Records, I would definitely sign Demolition Hammer. Like, they're awesome. Yeah. You guys go. Come on. I've said enough on this one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I was listening to these guys for the first time, they handed me their demo, and I was the record manager, I'd be like, "Oh, these kids, they got some pizzazz." It's really good. I wish I could hear some of these songs, like redone, like with the same production quality as like the Skull Fracturing Nightmare album.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm glad we have this. This is cool. I'm going back to this quite a few times.
Hell yeah. Yeah. No, I listened to this a bunch of times this week and I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Dylan. This is excellent pick. Yeah.
Same for me. I had it on. I gave it the initial listen and I was like, well, Demo Hammer is going to be good. Listen to that again and again. I just left it on. I was doing dishes and making dinner and whatnot. And yeah, it was part of the soundtrack for like 2 nights. So no,
Nice.
yeah, oh, this demo fucking rules. Uh, like let's see. First of all, it's a demo that took the time to love and caress the bass. You could hear the
Mm,
bass in the fucking demo.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like
I like that.
not not just it's bleeding into everything. It's isolated. It's there. It's like oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, we've all.
Also,
Oh, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
oh, okay, sorry. Assault of the Hammer. That's essentially everything. What I was listening to, I was like, it's like they took, hey, we like Slayer. I like this about Slayer. I like this about Slayer. I like this about Slayer, and then threw it into a Cuisinart.
And you
It's
would,
like an homage to Slayer.
and yet you would never listen to Demo Hammer and think, oh, these guys are just ripping off Slayer. No,
No, not at all.
no,
Not
because
at all.
they're really distinct, and I love that.
Yeah. No, totally.
One thing about that production, and yeah, the bass is really appreciable. And like last week, we were talking about like drums being like not buried in the mix. There's a lot of metal albums in the '80s where it's really all about the lead guitar and the vocals, and a lot of those, the bass is really thin sounding drum. You get a thin drum sound, and that's kind of not super heavy. It's really nice when they're really present in the mix. It's done upright. And thrash is, especially given the technology of the time, it's hard to capture all of that stuff and get the sound separation. So I really like, hats off to engineers who figured it out in the 80s.
Yeah.
Now we can
definitely.
get it all digitally, and get it and have all these thrash albums that sound just perfect, but they don't have the character that all these demos and 80s albums do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine. It's not a problem, but yeah, there's a charm to these 80s releases that you don't see in modern thrash metal albums. It's missing, but it's not like a damn it, I don't want to listen to any modern thrash. Like, no, I love modern thrash. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a thing. But yeah, this rules. Excellent pick, dude.
Thank you.
If either of you guys, oh no, go ahead. Are you sure?
You guys are so polite.
Okay, so if either of you guys remember Cephalic Carnage at all? You guys
Yeah,
remember that band?
kinda. Yeah.
Well,
I think I saw them.
Like their one song everybody knew them for was "Endless Cycle of Violence." There's like about 4 or 5 minutes into that song, there's a bit that's almost like note for note lifted from Corpse Content off of this.
Interesting.
And yeah, no, I was excited to hear that because I used to love Cephalic Carnage.
Nice.
I know, just something to listen for next time.
Yeah, that's cool. I barely remember Cephalic Carnage. I know I heard them. I might have even seen them. I'm not sure. But I love, like, you know what? Good death metal bands love thrash and are influenced by it. If you ignore thrash metal, if you're a death metal band, you're only influenced by death metal, you can tell, and it's boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, good point. Yeah.
It's like Deicide. The awesome thing about Deicide is the albums with the Hoffman brothers have classic heavy metal soloing in them, and that rules. Deicide would be lame without that. And for a while after they left, they put out some like not great albums. They were just kind of ho hum. I think they've kind of course corrected and they're putting out decent material again. But yeah. So yeah, other influences are important. Have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we're good on this. Ready to move on?
I was just curious. Was this the first time you guys have listened to this?
To this demo? Yeah.
This demo, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Just curious.
And unusual that these songs are not on those albums. That's wild. I didn't even realize that. It's really been a while since I've gone back and listened to Demolition Hammer albums, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm going to be revisiting them pretty soon, I think. And I'm looking forward to it because this has whetted my appetite for sure. Go ahead, Chase.
And the other thing about the fact that none of these demos seem to be released elsewhere was that they're legitimately good songs, and like because sometimes when you hear a demo, you're like, oh, I see why this one got left back in the demo. Like
Sure.
But these were all like these are right at home.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think what happened, Chase, is and what happens is sometimes your creative juices are going just so hard. You're like, because they did two demos, two like pretty lengthy demos before the first album. Now I don't know if any of the songs on the second album or second demo made it to the records. I haven't really looked, but sometimes they're like, you know what? That's cool. We already done those. We're writing so much material. Let's just put the new songs on the record. You know, because what if every artist will tell you. The stuff they're most excited to play is the stuff they just wrote, and that tracks. And I think that happens with albums too. You know, so c'est la vie. But yeah, we good here?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to Hardcore Hall of Fame. And wow, okay, CRO-MAGS, The Age of Quarrel, 1986. One of the greatest hardcore records of all time. This album is such a banger. People go back to this one again and again. They cite this as a huge influence, and rightly so. Number one with a bullet for New York hardcore. This album fucking kills. We gotta know. I mean, maybe the number one hardcore song that period. World Peace, just so many great songs. Guys,
Street Justice, Hard Times.
Yeah, Hard Times. Hard Times, one of my favorite songs. So good. I mean, from this record, from this band. Harley Flanagan, John Joseph, these guys are maniacs. Just raging. Like, I have not seen CRO-MAGS, and I'm like almost scared to go to a CRO-MAGS show. You know what I mean? I have heard so many stories about just like how violent they are, whoa. But this band rules. I really do want to see them. But you guys go.
This album actually worked really well for me this week. Without getting into too much detail, a neighbor that I had a previous issue with has just ramped up some shit. And this album was like the perfect stress release. Without just sit and listen to that, it's like yeah. And at times it almost Dark Side of Oz. Me it matched what was going on.
Oh, okay.
I was hitting a peak. I was ready to fucking pop, and then all of a sudden, Seekers of Truth kicks in, and it's just kind of like. And I just kind of had this clarity moment where it was like, I am not going to go wring his neck. Everything is fine.
There you go.
Serenity now.
Yeah. But yeah, I especially really like Hard Times. That's a really good one. And I think it's cathartic, like, hard times coming your way. Bam, bam, bam. CRO-MAGS. It's sort of like their anthem, even more so than We Gotta Know. But like, yeah, you're going to go through some shit. But you know what? You got support, you got music, you got things. If you can tough it out and you're gonna make it, man. And I think that's what that song really, like, the feeling that song gives you, you know. But yeah, dude, this just rules. Dylan, you've been quiet here, man. What do you think about this?
I'm just letting you guys say your pieces. This fucking rules. I really like this. I was kind of getting. Musically, I was getting some hints of Gwar. Well, more than a few hints. This really sounded a lot like Gwar to me.
Interesting. I feel like Gwar was probably influenced by CRO-MAGS.
Sure. I wouldn't be surprised. And I also
yeah.
what was that?
So I think I hear what you were saying in there.
Yeah. I mean, especially
Yeah.
the opening track.
Yeah.
Like the opening track almost sounded like a Gore song to me, 100%.
Interesting.
But
I
don't know.
never made that connection, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
I can hear that. That's
I hear strange things.
That's okay.
But I also kind of agreed. A guy in the comments of the video that I watched this album on YouTube said this is like hardcore AC/DC. I kind of agree with
Interesting.
that a bit. I guess it's I think it's like the vocals.
Okay. I can hear that.
I don't know. I kind of agreed with that a bit. I could see where he was coming from. But yeah, World Peace, Seekers of the Truth, It's
Yeah.
the Limit, Hard Times, Don't Tread on Me, and Sign of the Times. Those
Yeah.
were my quite a few highlights from this.
Yeah, no,
for me.
this is a great record, and the follow-up, Best Wishes, will be a future Hardcore Hall of Fame pick because it's really good too.
Right on.
But yeah, CRO-MAGS, they rule.
Hell yeah.
Cool, man. Are we ready to move on to Song of the Week, guys?
Yes,
Sure.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think we got Dylan this week first.
Song of the week, because I'm first.
Oh.
Uh-oh. My song of the week is Welcome Home Sanitarium by Metallica. This is my favorite Metallica song, honestly.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's my number one favorite Metallica song.
Okay.
It's a beautiful song, and I love that they like finish it off with a speedy, thrash metal kind of part.
Yeah.
It's just a cool song. I just like it. I don't know. I feel like it's an underappreciated Metallica song, especially Master of Puppets. There's so many other songs on that album that people sweat hard over, but I feel like this one gets a little overlooked.
Yeah, because I will say I'm a bit more of a Damage Incorporated, Leper Messiah kind of guy, but yeah, and what I do like is I appreciate like the Merciful Fate influence in this song, where it's like it goes for at a certain tempo or time signature for a chunk of the song, and then takes a turn and goes into a different territory. So that's cool, and I can appreciate that. It's not a favorite of mine, but I dig that. So right on. Chase, what do you have anything?
Yeah. This and I remember when I was younger, I was a teenager, and I was listening to Master of Puppets. I would actually usually skip The Thing That Should Not Be and this. Because they just weren't speedy.
Sure.
They weren't thrashy. They weren't that.
Mm-hmm.
And adult me is like, dude, you freaking come on, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And I'm glad I'm not the only one who appreciates the jam out that Kirk does at the end, where it just like they were staying, like you're saying, one tempo, and then they just thrash it out at the end.
Yeah. Remember, Kirk taught Gary Holt how to play guitar. Okay. So,
Nice.
I mean, he in a way is kind of like the father of thrash metal. And he's underrated in that respect. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah. I agree with you, is what I'm saying.
I didn't know this, but apparently it was inspired by One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Apparently one of them.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
I did not know that.
Thank you. Yes, this movie. I mean, this song goes perfect with that movie. It's basically telling the story of that movie, which is a movie I love. Yes, thank you. Good job.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I forgot to mention on our previous thing. We're good on this song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, little hint for if you want a Dark Side of the Rainbow, that Wizard of Oz, Pink Floyd thing.
Oh, yeah.
You want a miniature thrash metal version of that? Here's a gift for you, everyone. The new song by Nuclear Assault matches the opening animation sequence for G.I. Joe the movie. Like that. So go treat yourself to that, and you're welcome. But why don't we move on to Chase's song of the week?
Hell yeah.
Which is
Aces High off of Power Slave. By Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, Iron Maiden. Dylan, I love that you pulled the single cover. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's got its own cover. Why not?
Yeah, I love that. But this is a great song. I love Power Slave. There's only one song that I'm like, I'm tired of it on that record. It's not Aces High. Yeah, this song rules. Excellent pick. Why'd you choose this one, Chase?
This one honestly it's my second favorite Iron Maiden song. It was recently dethroned by Sign of the Cross, of course.
Yeah.
And it's just honestly, I remembered a conversation I had with my grandfather and my grandmother about how I'll try to cut it down because it can be very long. But
Okay.
where they essentially just kind of were being kind of old-fashioned about some ways of thinking, and sorry. Anyway, middle. I get it's songs like this that always make me scratch my head when people think that metalhead or that metal is meaningless, or that metalheads don't think or feel things. Because I hear this song and I am there. I am in the cockpit. I'm taking flak. I'm shot in the gut. We're going down. This song takes you there.
Sure.
It takes you there.
Yeah, I mean,
and
so
they're paying deference to pilots that lost their lives, and it's just that's really cool. And yeah, anyway, somebody else take it away from me.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing: World War II in England, pretty big deal. And the RAF were legitimately revered in the British Air Force, I should say. RAF, the Royal Air Force, in both World Wars were essential to an Allied victory. And
correct.
And these guys, sorry, you fought for the Allies in World War II. You're a hero, period. And I won't say that about any other war. But this one, yeah. And my grandfather fought in World War II.
Mine too.
Not in the European theater in South Pacific, okay, but still. I get that meaning, and Aces High is a meaningful song in that regard. So I get you. Excuse me, Dylan. Do you have anything, man?
Yeah, I think this might have been my first ever Iron Maiden song.
Wow.
Oh fuck yeah!
Right on.
At like the crisp age of maybe 10 or 11. I don't know. This is just a little bit off topic, but I remember being a little kid, like 5 years old, and my dad would take me to the music store, and I'd go in the heavy metal section, and like right at eye level for 5-year-old me were all the Iron Maiden CDs, and like Eddie scared me. Like when I was a little tiny kid, looking at him scared me, but I would still sit there and I would stare at Eddie on the album covers the whole time my dad was in the store, like looking for whatever he was looking for. I don't know. Just remembering that this was my first Maiden song kind of brings me back to being that little kid and seeing those album covers and going, "What kind of music is this? I don't quite know yet. Maybe I'll know when I'm older."
Yeah. Well, that's funny you mentioned that though, man, because I remember being like a little kid in my older cousins' bedrooms, and I remember seeing Eddie in a couple of their houses, and just like it was kind of like, this is scary but cool scary, and so it's kind of it stuck with you, So I get it. There's something lovable about this monster. I'm not even joking. And
no, I get what you mean. That's why I'm laughing.
I mean, again, we've talked about Eddie. Like, look, he's not just the mascot for Iron Maiden. He's the mascot for heavy metal. And dude, Eddie rules, and Maiden rules, and this is a great song. So thank you, Chase. This is an excellent
great
pick.
Chase.
Yeah.
There you go. So my song, something kind of obscure off the radar, I think. Did you guys know this band, Black Lace?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I've been listening to. I had been listening to a lot of like obscure-ish speed metal, like Black Lace and Warhead, and I really like this. It's from their second and final album. Female vocals. You guys know I'm a sucker for heavy metal songs about heavy metal, and this was a really fun one. The song is, Speed of Sound, from Black Lace's second album, Get It While It's Hot, from 1985. And I just really enjoy this. It's just really good speed metal, really fun. Yeah, it's about heavy metal, and give it to me. I love that shit. What did you guys think of this track?
I loved it. Like, like I was like, okay, what are we getting into? It looks like the album cover looked like the Knack. I was like, like
Sure, the album cover looks like it's gonna be glam. It's gonna be hair
Yeah.
metal. But no,
we'll do this, and I threw it on. Like, oh, it's fucking rules. It's about metal.
yeah, yeah. A chick singer too. That's cool.
Very cool. I easily before I did it with the demo, I did it with the song because it was just like, yeah, give it like, yeah, mainlining it for the I don't know, like 3 or 4 times in a row. Just like, yeah, this fucking rules. And then I listened to it again like yesterday, and I had to do the exact same thing. Like, once is not enough. Like, fuck lays this song, dude.
Yeah, right on, dude. Dylan, what do you have on this?
I love this song. This
Yeah.
is great. This is a really good headbanger. I was headbanging hard listening to this, sitting at my fucking desk here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just realized how cool this album cover is, actually.
Oh yeah.
When I first saw it, it was kind of low resolution, and I thought it was just kind of like a 3D graphic with like a gradient. But no, it's a mold with hot metal being poured into it. That is sick.
Yeah, dude.
I love that.
It also reminds me of those old cattle company commercials, or Angus Steakhouse or whatever, where you see them brand the steak with a hot thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, only 2 albums, and I wish they had like 10 albums, because I really enjoyed both of them. It's really fun. You guys want some speed metal, go check out Black Lace. These are really fun records.
Definitely.
So cool. I'm glad we all liked it. Cool. So I guess we just have some upcoming shows to talk about now. So why don't we do that? This week, this very Wednesday, the 26th, Decapitated, Incantation, Darkest Hour, and Ex Mortis at the Roseland Theater. Death metal heads and thrash and metalcore enthusiasts, you got a feast, a heavy metal feast. I'm jelly, folks who can go to this. I can't do it this time. But gonna be a cool time. The following night, the 27th, Chase and I will be seeing Cavalera Conspiracy with Necrot and Dead Heat. This is gonna be a rager, and very excited about it. Gonna be having fun.
I can't make this. I just realized I can't make this. Please kill me.
We will not kill you. We will forgive you. And you know what, Cavalera Conspiracy?
Please have fun.
We will have fun. We will have fun. And you know what? Cavalera Conspiracy is not going away. You're gonna get a chance to see them, just not this time, and it's okay.
Right on.
We all have to miss shows sometimes, and it sucks. But money and work and time are all things that have to factor in, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But Chase and I are gonna rage at this one for you, buddy. Gonna be a cool time. The following night at the Blackwater, there's a benefit show to fuck Ice, Punks and Skins Against Ice, with the collaborators, the Skylarkers, Backlash, Jab, and Furnace. It's a whole bunch of punk and hardcore at the Blackwater. Fuck yeah, that's gonna rule. And I'm gonna try to go to this. There's a lot happening this week. There's another show the next night that I also want to go to. Also a punk and hardcore show. What do we got there? At the Yamhill Pub. Sidewalk Slam, and Cheapskate, who Dylan and I saw at Sessfest. Both are rad. Tomb and Helena Rats, I'm interested in checking out. I want to go to both of these punk shows. We'll see what happens. But yeah, later in the month of February, we've got at Dante's Warhead, not the 80s speed metal band, but the current thrash metal band Warhead, along with Show and Tell, who I believe are traditional heavy metal. We're going to have support from Battle Cattle and a local Portland hardcore band, I think. I forgot their name, so sorry. But that'll be cool show, cool time. Fast forward to April 5th, the day after Dylan's birthday. Bewitcher, our blackened speed metal kings, will be at the Twilight with, I will say this is a co-headlining gig, I would call it, with Death Chant, who, guys, you got to check out Death Chant. They are, as crazy as it sounds, it's like a doomy speed metal.
That sounds like an oxymoron, but I want to check it out.
Wow. Imagine, Sabbath mixed with Motorhead, dude.
Okay.
The vocalist sounds like Wino from Saint Vitus and the Obsessed, and there are guitar leads that remind me of Priest and Scorpions. This band is so cool. It's really Motorheady too. I'm like, wow, this band is awesome. Check them out. This show is gonna rule. I gotta go to this. I really want to be at this. And it's a Saturday night, I think, so I think it's quite doable. April 10th, Warbringer, Allegaeon, Skeletal Remains, and Summoning the Lich will be at the Hawthorne Theater. Got to check that out. I want to go to this. I can't remember what day of the week it is, but I think I can do it. I'm just gonna go fast through these because there's a bunch of shows. Okay, April 11th at the Twilight, Early Moods, Magic Potion, and Seductor. This is a doom and traditional heavy metal show. That should be a fun time. April 17th at the High Watermark, we're going to have classic 80s metalers, Heir Apparent, alongside a stacked bill of power and traditional heavy metal bands, Tower Hill, Serpent Rider, and I Am the Intimidator. That's going to be cool. April 25th at the Blackwater. Holy shit, an incredible night of thrash and crossover. We've got Velocity, Pilau, Blade, and Betrayer. This is going to rule. I will 100% be at this show.
I'm going to try my best to be at this one too, bro.
Yeah. April 29th, Obituaries playing at the Roseland. I can't go, but check it out. It's going to be great. And there's a bunch of raging killer bands in support. Nails, Terror, Spirit World, and Pest Control. Holy shit. This is stacked. I'm envious of anybody who can make it to this. It's a Tuesday. I just can't do it right now. May 11th, Persecutor, Vueltas, and Hadean. A mixed bill at the High Watermark. A Sunday night, but we got hardcore, black and roll, and traditional heavy metal. What? But cool. And then June 3rd, Napalm Death, the Melvins, and the Hard-Ons at the Rev Hall. I really want to go to this. Really want to do it. But we'll see. But man, heavy metal rules. Chase, hit us with the sign-off.
Okay, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and don't sweat it. We'll get it back to you.
Good night, everybody.